The Lady Esther Screen Guild play tonight, Her First Bowl. The starring players...
This is Lon McAllister.
This is Elizabeth Taylor.
And this is Walter Brennan.
Tonight, Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild players in Columbia Pictures' heartwarming teenage comedy, Her First Bowl. It stars Elizabeth Taylor as Penny Wood, Lon McAllister as Chuck Harris, and Walter Brennan as Elmer Tuttle. The Lady Esther Screen Guild players in Her First Bowl.
Tuttle's the name, folks. Elmer Tuttle. And I figure I'm the one to tell this story on account of, I was sort of in the middle. You know, almost anything can happen when you get mixed up with a couple of kids, especially if one of them's Penny Wood. Penny's a mighty fine youngster, too. Except, of course, she's got ideas, and when a girl like Penny gets ideas...
But, Mother, you didn't have to go and get me a dress. I don't want a new dress. I want a typewriter.
And what would you wear to the party Saturday? A typewriter ribbon?
I don't care anything about the party. Society means nothing to me. I just want to lock myself up in my room and write and write and write.
About what?
I haven't made up my mind yet. But after all, I'm 15 now, Mother. Don't you think I ought to start my career? Don't you think...
If you really want to know what I think about a girl 15, Penny...
Yes?
I think she ought to begin to wash her ears.
Oh.
Now, a girl like Penny, you can figure she's apt to have a boy around. Yes, sir. His name is Chuck Harris. Chuck, he's about 16, I reckon, and believe me, he's got ideas, too.
But I don't want to be a lawyer, Dad. I want to be an engineer. I want to go to
Chuck, I don't want to hear any more about tech.
Oh.
Or about your flying either.
Gee, Dad, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't care about flying. I just want to build planes. Big ones, big clippers that
I've told you to forget it.
But I can't, Dad. It's like... Well, look, supposing Shakespeare's father said, you've got to stop writing plays. Or, Mr. Paderewski's father said, I'm going to chop up your piano for kindling wood.
Nonsense. You're not a Shakespeare or a Paderewski either. And let me warn you, Chuck. Don't go getting any notions about building another glider plane. Now, if you do, I'll find it and destroy it myself. I simply will not see you break your neck in the air.
Yes, sir. That's Penny and that's Chuck. Two of a kind, and thick as thieves. Why, Penny was the only one knew Chuck was building that glider plane out to my place. Maybe I had not let him do it, knowing how Mr. Harris felt, but that Chuck, he could talk the devil out of his horns. Anyway, it might have been all right if only Mervyn hadn't come home. Mervyn, he's Penny's uncle, you see, Mrs. Wood's brother. He ain't but 5 years older than Penny, and he's just come home from his first year in college. Worse luck, he didn't come alone.
Fellow I drove down with stopped to get a tire fixed. I asked him to stay over the weekend. Do you know who it is, sis?
Someone important?
It's Roger Van Vleck.
You mean that killer diller you've been writing home about?
Well, I haven't written about him so much.
Oh, haven't you? Lives in New York and Florida. Plays the accordion.
Oh, Penny, you run up and move your things into my room. You'll have to let Roger take yours.
Oh, Mother, no. I've got to have my room to lock myself into.
Well, what on earth for?
To write. You've got to be alone to do anything really big.
Well, you'll have to put your writing off for a few days or write something not quite so big. Run along now.
All right. But you don't know what you're doing to me.
Say, sis, is Julie Harris home from school yet?
She'll be here for the party Saturday night.
Good. I told Raj I wanted him to meet her and give me some tips. Just give that glamour boy 5 minutes with the stiffest zombie, and boom, she's a cuddle cat.
Would you mind saying that again in English?
Cuddle cat? Why, that's a girl who, you know.
No, but I'm learning. And if your friend's such a ladies' man, I only wish he were going to tell Cook there'll be 2 more for dinner.
Just kiss me once, then kiss me twice, then kiss me once again. It's been a long, long time. Haven't... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know anyone was here.
Nobody was. I just came in.
Say, you can't be Miss Penelope Wood.
Why not?
Oh, but Mervyn's... Why, the old fox. He said you were a scrawny little kid, only 15.
Oh, he did he? Well, how old do you think I am?
Well, it's pretty hard to tell a woman's age nowadays. 19, 20, maybe 21.
Oh! Well, you're not so very wrong. Won't you sit down, Mr. Van Vleck?
Thanks. Do you mind if I smoke, Miss Wood?
Oh, not at all.
Perhaps you'd like one.
Oh, no. I mean, I've given it up.
You know, I felt sure you'd say that.
Huh?
I just knew you were one of those really feminine women.
Well, yes, I am. I really am. I mean, a really feminine woman doesn't smoke because it isn't feminine.
You're absolutely right, Miss Wood. Of course, I recognize that. I'm a cosmopolite.
Oh, I thought you were an American.
Well, I am, but I've been to Europe twice.
Twice? Oh, of course it's different for a man to smoke. All the men I know smoke, except Chuck Harris. And his father gave him $20 to promise he wouldn't, and he spent every cent of it on his sailplane.
Well, that's very... Oh, wait. Don't move.
What is it?
You with the light through your hair. Oh, that's beautiful. You ought always to wear red. It's your color.
Red? Oh, red.
Hey, Penny. Hey, Penny, I think I found...
Oh, it's you.
Who else? Well, you knew I was coming over for supper.
May I be presented?
Huh?
Mr. Van Vleck, this is Chuck. I mean, Mr. Harris, who lives across the street. Mr. Harris, this is Mr. Van Vleck, who's visiting us. Mr. Van Vleck is visiting here from New York and Florida.
Glad to meet you, Harris. I've just been hearing about your sailplane from Miss Wood.
From who?
From me.
Oh. Well, what were you talking so much about me for?
Naturally, one talks about one's friends. What else is there for one to talk about?
Hey, where do you get talking that one stuff?
Oh, one just talks the way one always does.
Hey, Roger, your room is ready.
Oh, I'll be right up, Mervyn. Hold everything, beautiful. I'll just whip up and wash for dinner. See you later, Harris.
Old stuff and snippers.
What did you say?
I said old stuff and snippers.
Chuck Harris, you're speaking about a man who's a real cosmopolite.
A what?
A cosmopolite. And if you weren't so ignorant, you'd know that means going to Europe twice.
Well, I think he's swacky.
Oh, you do you? Well, I think he's wonderful. And now, if you'll pardon me, I'll just whip up and wash for dinner.
Wash for dinner? Gosh, I think she's swacky, too.
Penny?
Yes, Mother?
Penny, the beauty shop called me this afternoon.
Did they?
Yes. You know, I think it's nice that you're taking an interest in your looks, and it was all right to have your hair and nails done, but really, darling, did you need that treatment to remove wrinkles?
They advertised it in the paper, Mother, and it's guaranteed to take 10 years off your age.
Well, I think that would make you a little young. Oh, and another thing, you're wearing your new dress again tonight. It won't be fresh for the party tomorrow.
You're absolutely right, Mother. I ought to have another dress for the party. There's a perfectly lovely one down at the Bonton.
Oh, Penny, that awful place.
It isn't awful, and it's the umptiest dress you ever saw. It's called Glamour Girl. All red with a gold belt and black velvet poppies. And absolutely nothing over the shoulders. Not even a strap.
What holds it up?
Why, your figure. Or, something.
Or something. Well, if I were you, dear, I'd just forget it.
Oh, he's wonderful. Wonderful. And he bought me a bottle of cologne today. And he kissed me. And the way he plays the accordion. Just for me. Mr. Roger Van Vliet. Mr. and Mrs. Roger Van Vliet.